guy who has a website, ChrisTackettNow.com. I track campaign finance in our Texas statewide races, the House races, and the Senate races. I get way down into the weeds. If you follow me on Twitter or on Facebook, I do really long posts talking about things. But on the website, I try to make things easy. So what I'm going to do is take just a few minutes and kind of walk you through what I consider a primer for what I do on my website and what's more broadly happening in campaign finance around the state. And Marianne, I will end up walking around quite a lot. I'm not a one-spot kind of person. So
I got you.
You got me?
I got you.
Okay. And the other thing I'll say is I've got slides, right? And I know this is a bright room, which may make it a little tough to see. I'm going to be as descriptive as I can as we go through this. But the other thing to know is on my homepage at ChrisTackettNow.com, there's a link where you can see exactly what I'm putting up here. I did a voiceover for it, so we'll walk you through it. I also just tweeted it at ChrisTackettNow and put it on Facebook, again, ChrisTackettNow. So you can find it in any of those places and see exactly what I'm walking through.
Take some. I can't eat.
But, so from a primer standpoint, to get us started, there's a handful of ways that campaigns get money and people trying to influence our politics. There's the individual donors, right? People like you and me who are giving to campaigns. And then you've also got PACs who give to campaigns. And one of the things that is interesting is corporations can't give directly to campaigns. But they can absolutely set up PACs, and all of their employees can give to the PAC and the officers of the organization, and then they give to the campaign, right? So they can influence in that way. The other thing you see out there that tries to influence our politics are these groups who do voter education, right? It's nonprofits, it's foundations who will go out and send things out to talk about an issue that they think is important. They will send out things not necessarily supporting a candidate directly, but potentially attacking somebody else. Those things don't get reported on campaign finance files. So if you've heard the term dark money, it's those people, right? It's those people who get nonprofits, foundations, can pour lots of money into things to influence our politics. They just can't come out and say, I'm for this candidate. Okay? So that's another group that influences. The other thing to really think about within Texas politics is we're one of, I think, 11 states in the nation that has no limit on individual or PAC contributions. If I've got lots and lots of money and I want to give it, there's nothing that stops me. So we have lots of money in our Texas politics. So the Texas Ethics Commission, this is the keeper of all the information for all of our statewide elections, right? So when people have to go through and file their campaign reports, and that's all the candidates who have filed to run have to file, all PACs have to file with the Texas Ethics Commission. So there's all kinds of data out there for them. They have to file on very regular schedules, right? If you're involved in politics at all, right, those individual campaigns or PACs, you have to file at least twice a year. There's the semi-January report and the semi-July report. And if you've actually got an active campaign, you've got to file 30 days before the election, and you've got to file 8 days before the election. Those filing windows are the only times we as the public get to peek behind the curtain and really understand who's giving to campaigns, who's giving to PACs, and how those groups are actually spending those dollars. So those are important windows of time, right? The last filings that we've had out there were the semi-Julys. So everything since June 30th, because that's the end of that 6-month window, right? We're now into September, and campaigns are continuing to spend, continuing to take donations. And when we get to that 30-day before the election window, right, October 6th-ish, that's when the next round of reports will come out and we'll get to see what's happening. if you've ever been to the Texas Ethics Commission website, you will know it is not user-friendly in the slightest, right? It's got all the information, but you have to know exactly what you're looking for to be able to go find it. Once you're there and you find the report you were searching for, right, you get one filing and you get a high-level summary that says, hey, here's total contributions, total expenditures, and how much cash on hand the candidate has. But there's no detail, right, at that level. If you want detail, you've got two options. You can click the link and get a PDF of all of the basically scanned versions of the filing, which can be, depending on some of these candidates, 30, 40, 50 pages. And who really wants to wade through that many pages of the filing, which is hard to use. The other thing you can do is download what they call a CSV file. And if you're a spreadsheet person, right? That's how it opens. Again, hard to see here, but it's just lines and lines and lines and lines of text. Right? Every contribution, every expenditure, everything's called out with way too much information in it, which makes it very confusing and hard to use. So what I've tried to do on my website is take the PDFs and the CSV files and make them easier to use. So this is what my website looks like. You've got pie charts, you've got some lists there in the center, you've got bar charts, and all of this is filterable with drop downs. So if you want certain dates, you just put in the dates you want. If you want an individual candidate, you pick the candidate you want. You don't pick anybody, it gives you everybody rolled up together. Now, what we're going to talk about, and I felt it was rather appropriate because of where we are, is we're going to talk about Bob Hall. Right? This is his district, and this is real Bob Hall data that's pulled up here. So the big pie chart on the left-hand side of the screen on my main dashboard, it's where your eyes go first, okay? So when you look at that, there's data all around the pie chart. You can see Bob Hall, since January 1st, 2017, through June 30th, 2018, so 18 months, has raised $1.3 million. That's come from 657 donations, and his average donation is $2,103. That's not insignificant, right? That's quite a bit of money. But then, when you look at the middle of the pie chart, all of the candidate pie charts are set up exactly the same way. They all have 10 slices in the pie. It makes it very easy to keep up with. The first 9 slices are the top 9 donors for the campaign. The 10th slice in all of them is every other donor combined. So when we look at Bob's chart, you can see that his number one donor, that big blue piece up in the corner, it's Empowered Texans. They've given him $393,000. So when you look at it from a graphic representation standpoint, you can see that's more than 25% of the total he's taken in, coming from Empowered Texans. Now, if you want to see every donor, right, because the pie chart's only going to show you those top 9 and everybody else rolls up, the center part of my dashboard is where you can see every single donation. It combines, if somebody's given more than once, they get rolled together so you see their total, right? So it gets captured right there. Now, the list defaults to show you the top 20. Top 20 donors, and they're sorted from the person who gave the most to the person who gave the least. But if you really want to see them all, you just click there's little arrows on the bottom, and every time you click the arrow, you'll see the next 20 on the list. Makes it very easy to go through if you want details. And if you really want to try and manipulate things, when you mouse over the table or any of my data, you'll see 3 little dots show up. You click that. If you want a CSV file, I've got one for you, right? So you can play with this stuff on your own. Now, the last part of the main candidate dashboard, it's where the money's coming from. And I think this is absolutely essential to understand. And when I'm saying where it's coming from, it's not who's giving it, it's what communities are giving. Because this becomes very important, because we all intuitively know whoever's giving money to a candidate, that's who that candidate's probably going to listen to when they get to Austin. That's the reality of where we are today. So when I look at Bob Hall's chart, Oh, the bar chart at the top, right? That's the top 10 cities. The pie chart on the bottom, 5 slices this time. The first 4 slices are the top 4 cities, right? On total money coming in. And the 5th is all the other cities combined. You can't read it, but I can. I know Senate District 2, right? It starts at the edge of Dallas and runs east and northeast, right? Well, his number 1 slice of pie, it's Austin. 39% is coming out of Austin. I look at his second slice of pie, it's Houston. Houston's his second slice of pie. That's the red one, right? So we've gone through the blue, we've gone through the red, third slice of pie. Is that in the district? No, it's Cisco. That's way out west, and that's the Wilkes, right? That's Cisco. You have to get to the 4th location, 4th city, before you get something in district, and that's Dallas. So again, graphically, you can look at it right there and go, geez, 3/4 of the money that Bob Hall's taken in has come from outside his district. If I lived in Senate District 2, I wouldn't be very comfortable with that. But that's just me. Right? So let's do a quick definition. Then I think Dinah left, so I can talk about a PAC now and not upset. Let's define what a PAC is, right? A PAC is literally just an organization that was put together by special interests or the corporation so that they can combine dollars from lots of individuals and advocate for a political cause or a political party. And in Texas, for the things I'm tracking, right, the statewide Senate and House races, there's 3 primary types of PACs you'll see. There's what they call is an S PAC, which is specific to a single candidate. You'll see lots of its, Texans for whoever, right, is the PAC that's associated with the candidate. That's the S PAC, that's the first kind. The second kind is a G PAC. That's a general purpose PAC, which means that PAC can give to anybody it wants, right? You can give to lots and lots of candidates, can contribute to lots and lots of causes. Both of those kinds of PACs have to follow that filing schedule I talked about before, right? That semi-annual 30-day, 8-day report. The other last type of PAC is what they call an MPAC. It's really a general purpose PAC, but because of the way it's been set up, they file monthly. Things like the Texas Association of Realtors PAC, right? That's an MPAC. So you see data from them every single month. And they have lots and lots of donors. There's a reason why they're working through it that way. But let's then look back at Bob Hall. Now that we understand what the PACs are advocating for. Empower Texas PAC, remember they were the top PAC giving to him. But he's got more than just Empower Texans in his top 9 slices of pie. He's also got the Texas Right to Life PAC. And he's got Texans for Lawsuit Reform PAC. So he's got 3 PACs in his top 9 donors. Now, when I think about what a PAC is, right, and what Dinah talked about when she talked about Texas Parent PAC, was I think about lots and lots of Texans who are getting together because they know, hey, one voice isn't really powerful, or it takes a lot, right? It's lots of work for just one voice. But if I can get lots of voices together advocating for an issue or advocating for a candidate, man, we can make a lot of difference. So thousands and thousands of people getting together saying, we want our voice to be heard. And that's what people call grassroots, right? If I have lots of people involved, this is grassroots. So let's take a look. This is Empower Texans PAC. I do the pie charts for the PACs too. And just like the candidates, it's got 10 slices, right? So the top 9 donors each get their own slice, and everybody else, the 10th slice is everybody else. So as we look at Empower over the same period, remember Jan 1/17 through June 30th, so 18 months, they've taken in $4.6 million from, 423 donors. It's not very many donors. Not for a big PAC like that. Not for $4.6 million. Their average donation, remember Bob was $2,100? Well, the average donation to the Empower Texans PAC is $11,000 per donation. But the reality is everybody's not giving $11,000. If I look at the pack, the big blue slice you see right there, that's Tim Dunn. He gave $2 million to the pack. The second slice there is Ferris Wilks. I think it's like 800 and something thousand. Maybe you can read it. Red slice. 985? 900. Worse than I thought. 985. Okay? If you look all the way into the very top corner, there's this little tiny pink slice. Remember, that's the 10th slice, which is everybody else. So out of $4.6 million that came in, greater than 95% of their money came from 9 people. Doesn't feel very grassroots. Let's take a look. Here's another pack. This is the second one that was on Bob Hall's list, the Texas Right to Life pack. Okay? Now, you're looking from the audience, and you can't see it really clear, and you're looking going, Chris, is that the same pack again? Right? Did you put the same graphic on there twice? The blue looks about the same. All these look about the same. No. But Texas Right to Life took in $2.9 million in that window, 556 donations, averaging $5,277 per donation is the average. The number one donor to Texas Right to Life is Ferris Wilks with $1.275 million. And you're thinking, wait a minute, you just talked about Ferris Wilks. Didn't you just say his name? Well, yes, Ferris Wilks is on both of these pie charts. And as you look just a little bit further, and, well, there's Dan Wilks on both of these charts. And, oh my gosh, there's Kyle Stallings on both of these charts. And there's Holloway Frost on both charts. And Tim Dunn is on both of these charts. And Dick Salisbury is on both of these charts. And, geez, you wouldn't think there was this much crossover. Darlene Pendry is on both of these charts. So I've got 2 massive packs taking in lots and lots of money, and it's exactly the same people giving to both of them. Again, the pink slice, not very big in that one either. I got help and interpreted a point. Okay. So, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, we just talked about the pack, right? But we talked about Bob Hall's chart, and there were some of those same names that were on there, right? We had the 3 packs that we highlighted, but there's Tim Dunn on this chart. There's Ferris Wilks on the chart in the top 9 donors for Bob Hall. And we've also got Dick Salisbury. Yes, Dick Salisbury is on both of these charts. So not only when you look at the top 9 donors to Bob Hall, he's got 3 packs on there, but he's also got the same donors who are the top donors to the packs, who are his top donors to his campaign. Doesn't seem right. I mean, there's a lot of money going in here that looks like it's all coming from different places. It's really all coming from the same place. So here's the reality. This is what we have going on in a lot of our Texas races today. You've got mega donors who are giving directly to a candidate. You've got PACs out there, right? And yeah, PACs are a reality of what we've got. And when you start to dig in, and again, there's lots of arrows on this, and I'll talk you through them. But you see these same donors giving money to these PACs. And then the PACs are turning around and giving that money to the candidate. And then finally, you've got the candidate out there, and they're reaching out that first time. You're getting that first mailer at home where the candidate's introducing themselves. Here's who I am, here's what I'm about. And then all of a sudden, right behind it, you see all these mail pieces coming in to fill your mailbox from each of these PACs. And you're sitting here thinking, man, this is a really popular candidate. And then you've got those other groups I talked about at the beginning, those ones that are out there for voter education, right? Those nonprofits those foundations. And when you start to dig into the foundations, you dig into the nonprofits, you realize that donors, the big donors, are the ones funding these foundations, or they're serving on the boards of these foundations. And then all of a sudden, you're getting mailing pieces showing up in your mailbox from these foundations as well. And the thing is, they don't look like the rest of the pieces of mail, right? It's something that's either maybe attacking the other candidate, but not for this candidate. There's something that's talking about an issue that they know their candidate's really for, but they're not saying we're for this candidate. Or maybe it's a mailing from something like the Texas Ethics Disclosure Board, right? If you think about HB 99 and Charlie Garrett, we had a mailing piece sent out like this. And what people don't realize is something like that is just an assumed name for that same foundation. The other thing you have happen is you've got some of these PACs that after they've endorsed a candidate, they'll let the candidate know, hey, we'd like to send things out for you, post about you on social media. Here's what it's going to cost. And all of a sudden, you see a donation from the candidate to the PAC for, strangely enough, exactly what it cost for that mailing. Because now you're starting to see things showing up in your mailbox again for that candidate. And you're thinking, this PAC really loves this candidate. When the reality is that candidate has paid for their own press, and they're just putting that PAC's name on it. This is how, when you go through an election season, your mailbox ends up stuffed, right? That's how you're getting 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of mail at a time on any given day. And it's all coming from the same donors at the top. They're the ones behind all of it. And why would they do that? Right? We have no limits in Texas for individual or PAC contributions. Why wouldn't they just give it to the candidate? I'll tell you why. It's because they know that one voice is one voice. And if I can go through and I can basically take over or create these PACs, create these foundations, and you're inundated on your social media feeds, in your mailbox, with all of this information coming to you from all of these places that all love this candidate, well, maybe I should consider that candidate. Maybe they really are supportive of our community and our state. And the reality is, it's a handful of ginormous donors. That's a technical term, ginormous. That are funding all of it, right? They're creating this illusion that they have broad support when they really have a handful of backers, a lot of it's oil and gas money, right, when you look at some of these PACs, who want to make sure that they have control of a candidate, they control what a candidate's about, and they're going to overwhelm you, the voter, with this information to try and bamboozle us with their propaganda. So what is it we need in our state? I think we need people-powered candidates. So what you've got is you've got a donor who gives to a candidate, and then you have lots of other individual donors, just like you and me, who also give to that candidate. Now, when you see something like this, all of a sudden you see the majority of those donors going to that candidate, the people who live in that district. There are people who are connected to that district. The people who have passion about what's going on inside their space, and they want to make sure they've got a representative in Austin who's going to look out for them, rather than looking out for Houston, Austin, Cisco, right? If I'm in Senate District 2, I want a people-powered candidate. I want somebody who's going to be there to advocate. So after that candidate has all of that money that's come in from the people who are majority here inside this district, you start to get mailings from them, and you know these are what this candidate believes. This is what the candidate's going to advocate for, and they are going to represent you rather than a mega donor who is trying to dictate how they want their vote to go. That's the reality of what we need more of in Texas. So if you find candidates that look like this, pay attention. They're the ones who are connected to their communities. So I've just thrown a lot of information at you, right? Lots of stuff, lots of things to think about. But what do you do from here, right? Well, I'm telling you, leverage the tools that are out there, right? The Texas Ethics Commission can be hard to love, but it is the wellspring of information, right? When candidates file their reports, they're the first ones to put that information up there. So if you really want to know what's happening, you can go there and get information. There's also websites like opensecrets.org. They look at campaigns across the state of Texas and across the whole country. So if you're interested in where money's coming and going broadly, they're a great resource to leverage. If you're looking at statewide races, Texas Senate, Texas House, I've got a website, ChrisTackettNow.com, that you can see pie charts and lists and all kinds of things, right? Leverage the tools that are out there. And now that you feel enlightened, right? Oh, this great information. Leverage your networks to spread the word, right? The only way we make a difference as individuals is you get on your feed, on your Facebook, your Twitter, whatever, you take screenshots and you talk about what you've seen. Oh my gosh, I never realized this. I have to share, right? It's get outside your social media space. It's when you're meeting with people face to face, when you're doing things in your community, and you hear somebody saying something that you're like, well, that's not right. Have a friendly conversation with them and help them understand what's going on just below the surface. Point them to some of the tools and things you've leveraged. But the last thing, and the most important thing, and it's been hit on a couple of times as we've gone through today, is vote. You have to vote in every single election, right? Whether we're talking local races, statewide races, or federal races. The only way we get people in Austin and in our local governments and in our federal government who truly represent us is we have to vote for them every single time. So, again, my name's Chris Tackett. I've got a website, go check it out. Go forward and let's do great things for Texas. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.